Joining me now here on the MMA Report is a man that's going to have his sixth amateur fight coming up at 559 Fights 57 on Friday night, July the 14th at the Visalia Convention Center there in Visalia, California. It's Andrew Chatman, who is 5-0 in his career. Andrew, I appreciate the time. How's preparations been for this camp?
Preparation has been fantastic. I got a great coach, boxing coach, Kevin Burks. I have Jasper, a wonderful Muay Thai coach, and I got Jose Rango, who's been great in assisting me to this good camp. I'm at the boxing gym as we speak right now.
So, and there you see right there at the boxing, getting the work in here as we're talking here on a Saturday afternoon. Obviously you're off to a great start in your amateur career. And my understanding is the martial arts journey started at 17 with Taekwondo, and then it kind of kept evolving. What ultimately drew you to martial arts from the start? Was it, something maybe you saw your friends doing, or maybe you saw on TV that you just wanted to give it a try?
I seen it on TV, but beforehand, I was always kind of obsessed with combat because, when I was younger, I was fighting a lot, and whenever I did fight, I had this feeling of fear. And I was afraid all the time. And once I think that's what drew me into it more so than, watching it on television. But then I was sitting down and I wasn't doing nothing with myself at like 14 years of age. I was smoking weed and I was high. And I was looking at the television and I seen Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin. And I looked at it and I realized I could do that. So then I went on to my Taekwondo journey, and it's been on ever since.
When you decided that you were going to go on this journey and you're ultimately going to become a fighter, what did your friends and family think of that?
They didn't mind, because it's better than doing nothing, So I guess they looked at it as a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not locked up. I'm not gang banging, and I'm not out there being an idiot, so it's honestly a blessing. So I think they feel the same way too.
You hear from a lot of fighters I've had a chance to talk to. Sometimes they'll say that, hey, martial arts and organized fighting ultimately kind of put them on a better path, quote unquote, save their life. Do you view that the same way? Is that maybe if you didn't have this outlet, and maybe things go much differently in your life?
No. It would have been in something else, if it wasn't martial arts, then it would be something else. I mean, I don't know what it would be, but I would have put the same hard work into whatever it is that I chose to do. It just so happens this got to me first, and I'm in love with it.
You talked about those, those nervous feelings you get, and every fighter will tell you they get those nervous feelings for a fight, but have those nervous jitters gone away on fight night for you, or do you still get them a little bit?
It went away in the second fight. I was nervous my first fight. If you ever look at it, you can see me smiling and doing what I'm doing right now. But after that, the nerves went away. I learned how to calm myself, and then I don't feel it. I don't feel anything, nothing going into fights. An empty feeling is what I feel, so.
And of course, you're defending the California State Championship here against Palmer, who's 5-3 in his career. What gets you excited about this fight? Is it just just another opportunity to go out and showcase your skills and become a better martial artist?
No, not just that. Part of it is that, but what gives me a good pump for this fight is because he's a big man. Size means a lot to people because that's the first thing you see. Even before technique, people are going to look at your size. If you're walking down the street and somebody wants to fight somebody, they're going to pick the smallest dude in the room. So looking at his size, it's like, I want to show that I could beat a bigger man. And I want to get that belt, and I think that he's a great athlete, by the way. And I think that he has a boxing background. He has more experience. So there's definitely a lot of pressure on me to go into this fight, but I got it.
As someone who's interviewed a ton of fighters over the years, I firmly know you are not going to tell me your game plan in an interview. But do you have a general idea of what you think Palmer's game plan for you is going to be?
Um, hmm. Maybe wrestle me or grab me or something along that line. You really just don't know. I mean, because everyone is everyone could have a game plan, then get out there, then get nervous, or something backstage may happen, and you get into it, then all of a sudden it's a war. I mean, you just never really know. So in that case, I'm prepared for anything. So I'm not really gonna make any assumptions on his part. I mean, I'm ready for whatever he tries to do.
From your last fight to this fight, how would you say you have evolved as an MMA fighter?
My technique is sharper. My fight IQ is getting there. It's like my last performance, I'm not really proud of it, you know. But I think more so my last performance didn't have a lot to do with what I did wrong. It's about what the guy that I fought, what he did right.
Mm-hmm.
He was very calm. He had a good game plan, and he drew me out to a decision. So right now, I've been working on some things that I didn't really have at that time that I do have now, which is my fight IQ, technique, speed. There's a lot of things that I haven't been able to showcase in there that that I'm looking to showcase now, and it keeps getting better and better and better with each performance. And I want to give a shout out, honestly, a general shout out to Ramesses Caceres because he fought a good fight, he had a good game plan, and there were some things that was backstage that I didn't really feel was a respectful thing uh, to him. There was a lot of disrespect by a lot of peers saying like he's a punching bag or whatever. So shout out to him. But we may have to meet in pro. So by any means, I'll whoop his ass again.
Listen to you talk about very honest criticism. I think of yourself talking about how you've improved. You mentioned about the fight IQ. Are you your toughest critic, or is it your coaches?
I am. My coach is he's tough. He old school, but at the end of the day, I'm the one getting on myself and everything. You could ask him. I don't leave this gym till I'm satisfied. You know, if I have a bad day in the gym, I'm having a bad day everywhere. So it's like this is the number one thing. So I got to do good here to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm my biggest critic at the end of the day, but it's doing good on my part.
When you have that bad day in the gym, what do you do to kind of get your mind off the fight game when you go home?
It goes nowhere.
Even on the good days, do you have like, I mean, guys will say, hey, big video game guy. For you it's 24/7 the fight game.
Yes, man. Let me say this. All right, I could be with a girl and still have my mind on martial arts. That's how bad it is, man. I wouldn't lie to you.
But don't you think that's what makes you unique, and why it has put you in the place you're at now is because your mind is constantly on the fight game, and you're thinking about ways to that you can improve your craft?
It's a blessing and a curse because at the end of the day, I won't always have this.
Mm-hmm.
So then what? After that, after all of this is said and done, you got the money, you got the belt or whatever, you pass your prime. Then what? What's your outlet now? So it's like it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I do what I do and I try to do it great. And I believe that I have great technique. I have a lot of good things that I do well, and I do credit that for constantly thinking about this. But at the end of the day, this does not last forever. If it's one thing that I would have to tell people, like, this doesn't last forever. So it's a blessing and a curse.
Victory here puts you to 6-0, and you know that people are going to start when you start coming, at where you're at in this career. Sometimes they'll say 10 amateur fights is kind of that magical number for you. How many more amateur fights after this before you go pro, or is that more of a decision that ultimately your coaches will make that they'll tell you when you are ready to turn pro?
Um, I did say that I wanted to turn pro in October. That
Mhm.
is what I said, and that is what I want to do. But by any means necessary, I have to definitely wait till my coaches tell me that I'm ready. But in October, maybe take some time off, a couple months, to really get into some real training and then go pro. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I want to have a couple more amateur fights if possible, but if not, then I'm gonna have to get ready for pro.
In terms of, I own my own business, so I'm always thinking, where's the company going to be at in a year, 2, 3, 4 years from now? As you think about your fighting career, where do you think you are, let's say, a year from now?
Oh man, listen, a year from now, you give me 1 year, man, it is gonna be a problem. 1 year. You gave me a couple months. So now when I fight, you're gonna see on July 15th. It's 15th or 14th.
14th.
14th. When you see me on 14th, you're gonna be like, you know what, we can't give this man no time. So a year from now, I'm gonna be flourishing.
And of course, I got to ask you, I didn't see anything online. Is there a nickname? Has anyone given you a nickname yet?
We'll see. I prefer to go by Andrew because that's what my mother named me. But I call myself the honorable because it's a status to live up to.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of honor going on right now. You see people doing whatever they can to get money. You see people backstabbing their friends and a whole lot of nonsense going on out there. But where I'm at, I'm trying to be a man of honor. So I call myself the honorable. But anyone else can call me Andrew or Drew. It doesn't make any difference.
And of course, this fight July 14th, 559 fights, 57. Anywhere my watchers can follow you out on social media and follow your career?
I got a Facebook. That's about it. And it's HON Drew DREW Chatman CHATMAN. And that's where they can follow me.
Andrew, I really appreciate the time. Good luck here in this title fight, and look forward to talking to you a year from now to see where you're at, man.
Flourishing.